We are celebrating an anniversary of an event that is without parallel in our history. The 4th anniversary of Lend-Lease. In March 1941, the ramparts of freedom were breaking down all over the world. In Europe, one by one, the free countries fell to the might of the Axis powers. Austria, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Yugoslavia, Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. And after Dunkirk, only Britain stood between us and the Nazis, who were already reaching out by submarine warfare, threatening shipping in our very ports. In Asia, Japan tightening its grip on China after almost 10 years of war, was already plotting the attack on Pearl Harbor. In this dark hour, we took the step that was ultimately to save us from world conspiracy of the Axis powers. We helped the nations that were holding the line against the aggressors by supplying them with means of defense. We called it Lend-Lease. Back in 1941, this was our house, with a little fence around it. A fence keeps out some things, but it doesn't keep out sparks. Our neighbor's house next door was burning down. We had a garden hose. Now we could have sat down and figured out exactly to the penny what our garden hose was worth, precisely how much the nozzle had cost us. But our house was in danger, so we lent that hose. Our garden hose was Lend-Lease. The first Lend-Lease helped Britain, Russia, and China. They fought, and when the Axis ganged up on us, we were not alone. We had fighting allies. Together we formed the United Nations, and in our common cause, we shared what we had. We pooled our armies, our resources, our ships, everything. Lend-Lease began working both ways, give and take. Japs threatening our west coast, threatening the canal. Britain rushed us the AA guns and the barrage balloons we needed. Nazi submarines off our eastern seaports, torpedoing, shelling, sinking. Britain sent us corvettes and trawlers. Hitler driving toward Moscow. American and British Lend-Lease planes and tanks helped stop him in his tracks. Rommel breaking through to Suez. American Lend-Lease helped plug the gap. Lend-Lease helped block the enemy while we gained time. Time to build ships. Time to build factories. Time to build our fighting forces. And time to move them overseas. The United States hurried men to the Southwest Pacific, and through reverse Lend-Lease, Australia and New Zealand furnished them with clothes, shoes, hospitals. The United States shipped men to Great Britain to join in the building of tremendous Allied invasion armies. Britain furnished us with airfields, hospitals, bombs, and Spitfires. We sent every weapon we could spare as fast as we could to Russia. And the Russians furnished us with dead German soldiers. Everything we could get there, we did our best to get to China. And the Chinese armies furnished us dead Japs. Lend-Lease in action. Give and take by 35 United Nations. Together we put it on the line. Together we forged one weapon. Who made the parts? How much the parts cost isn't the point. The point is we are attacking. This bomb will be paid for by the Nazis and the Japs. The price they will pay is unconditional surrender. Yes, unconditional surrender. That is the price which the aggressors have to pay. But what price do we pay? What is the price of freedom? We needed time to prepare and purchased it. On all the battlefields of the world, we helped to hold the lines. This was no commercial transaction. It was a matter of life or death. What benefits should the United States seek for the aid we have given to our allies? The Lend-Lease agreements themselves suggest the answer. The settlement must lay the foundation for post-war prosperity. All who have shared in the common defense must work together for better economic relations throughout the world. World peace and world trade are the bulwarks of freedom.